it's time to break them. So that's where I was, you know. And as soon as I started doing that, that's when I started seeing change. That's when I started seeing reset. That's when I started to see and started to receive new rest. And like I was saying to my husband last evening, I was like, you know what? I'm really not worried and stressed about nothing. And it's because I really am taking this walk. Not that I've never taken it serious before. Now I'm elevating. This is elevation time. And I'm literally taking this walk more serious than I ever have in my life. I'm so serious that you got to pull it out my cold dead hands in order for me to let it go, kind of. Because it's like I just hit 35 and I'm not where I expected to be, and my life is not going where I expected it to go, and it's not necessarily where I would have expected for it to be, especially from all of the successes that I've had in my life. And I literally had, I don't know how much hell and high water I had to swim through, so much crazy I had to swallow and eventually regurgitate over and over and over again. And this is from the time I was in my mother's womb all the way up into this point of 35. So, yeah, I'm like, it's time for a change. So me and God got something going on within the next 7 days. Won't be saying what it is until it is. But we got something going on. And so it's not like it took me by surprise or it shocked me how the last 2 days have been, because I know I got a 7-day process that's happening and going on right now. And I guess that's another reason why I asked, can we just talk? Because I want everybody that ever works with me or for me, ever joins my team, I want you to see that how I got to where I am, the process wasn't always pretty. I didn't, you may think, oh, she misgot it all together. And I want you to see what it looks like when she's misgot it all falling apart. Because sometimes that's what things have to do. Things have to fall apart. We may not like it, we may not want it, but it's going to have to happen. Because if anything is being built on a foundation that is not solid, it's gonna crash and it's gonna burn. I was sharing briefly with my husband during my healing process over the last couple of days. As a matter of fact, I did some more generational curse breaking, and I did some childhood wound healing. And my husband likes to use the example, about the three little pigs. One little pig built his house on straw. Another one, I think it was sticks or something, but the last one was supposed to be more sturdy because it was made out of brick. But then when I used one of my childhood wounds to even break that innocent child story that is taught to us over the years to try to give us something to stand for, stand up on, learn your lesson and all that. I was like, I had two sets of grandparents. I had one set of grandparents that lived in a trailer, and I don't have no shame about it. Trust me, I don't. But they lived in a trailer, and it was a used trailer when they got it. And by the time I came along, it wasn't much. But what they lacked in money, and what it lacked in how the trailer looked, and all this, that, and the third, and how the land looked back then, it didn't lack love. That trailer, even though it wasn't much to look at, even though it wasn't much to live in, it was home. It was home because it was overflowing with love. And the same thing that I really want you to feel that. Like, it's my story, but I want you to see my story as only a template. It was a trailer that wasn't much to live in, and it wasn't much to look at. But that trailer was full of love. Real love, true love, non-judgmental love, unconditional love. Okay? All right. Now the house was built by a man that was overflowing with love. It was built by a man that was, for the most part, non-judgmental. A God-fearing man, a man of God. The other grandparents. The house was built with bricks. It was built on new land. It should have been built on a strong foundation. I mean, this is a literal Three Little Pigs story in real life with a real life person that experienced it. You feel me? This man worked hard to build this house. He worked 2 jobs, full-time jobs, 40-hour jobs. Put himself through school so he could learn how to make blueprints in order to build his own home. He later used that same skill set to help build a brand new church for him and his church family. This man was a God-fearing man of God. He didn't come from nothing. Matter of fact, both sides of the family, neither one of them came from nothing. They both came from the same area. They built their lives and started their families in the same area. It just so happens that one man was able to achieve more than the other. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. If I was to show you a picture of what this brand new house, only one family ever lived in it. If I was to show you a picture of what that house, and maybe I might do it for one day. I ain't gonna lie. As a training aid, I may very well drive down there, or when I go down there to visit my mother's grave and do some other things I want to do to it. I may very well go right ahead and take a picture of what that house looks like now. I don't have an image of what it looked like before, so I can't do it before and after. But I can take a picture of what it looks like now. That house proved the Three Little Pigs story wrong. What I mean by that is it's not, you can't live in that house. The house was built before my mother was born. It was a brand new house. A living room, a den, a laundry room, a kitchen, a bathroom, 3 bedrooms. It's not possible to live in this house. Nobody can live in this house. You can knock the house down and put another house there, or put a trailer there, or a double wide there. You can really do anything with the land. But the house, nobody can safely live in that house. What's my point in saying what I'm saying? I'll tell you. That trailer that used to live on that other land, that trailer was taken away. But none of that land that it was on looks the same anymore. It's a brand new trailer up there. The grass, we never had grass on Grandma and Granny the Blues land. There was never a nothing, not a patch of grass, not dead grass. There was no grass. It was just sand and clay. But it has grass all over the land now. It's a brand new trailer on it now. Now it looks like a home that people would live in. Not a trap house, not junk, not trash. And again, I'm not saying anything against my grandparents. They did the best they could with what they had. But what they had, honestly, was more valuable than a house. They had love. The brick house, it was hell. It was abuse. It was sexual, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, sexual, financial, and social abuse in that house. There was a lot of virgin blood that was spilled in that house. There were a lot of generational curses in that house. There were a lot of broken hearts, broken souls, and broken spirits. You name broken, that's what was there. That's what was in there. So you see, you can have a brick house that can fall. Just like the big bad wolf blew, and he couldn't blow that brick house down in the story. Low vibrational energy, toxicity, stuck emotions, generational curses, drama, hell on earth. That's what went through that house. And the only grateful thing I can really give God glory for is that the man that built that house before he died, he never saw what it turned into. He knew he couldn't live there anymore, but he was unfortunately legally blind. But honestly, I feel like that was the best gift he ever could have had because of the condition of that house. Because unfortunately, if he would have seen what that house turned into, it would have killed him. It wouldn't have been a stroke on the left and right side of his brain that killed him. It would have been just seeing with his house that he worked so hard for, that he went from being in poverty, past poverty, being poor and scuffled and had sleepless nights and went to work with walking pneumonia and you name it. But the person he decided to unite with, to choose as his life partner, his wife, she killed, she stole, and she destroyed everything he worked for. Why did I tell this story, part of this talk? Well, this woman is about to take her last breath. And unfortunately, I believe that she is receiving all the karma and everything that she did, not just to him, and it was horrible, but to his children, to his grandchildren, to his legacy. She had to pay for that before she left here. And she's paying for it with her last breath. I take no joy in it, honestly. But I can also shed no tears for it either. I thank God I don't have any hatred, any bitterness in my heart. All the things that I used to carry, some things I didn't even know I was carrying until I released them. And honestly, that was the childhood wound that I had to heal, because I'm married now. And what people don't understand is if you run from your demons don't leave you alone. And they're not chasing you, they are attached to you. I believe I made a video saying something similar to that about a month ago. Your demons don't leave you alone. Like, there's not little red demons running down behind you trying to chase you, going from city to city, state to state, and country to country behind you. Your demons are attached to you. And the demons come from every pain, every hurt, every low vibrational energy, every heartbreak, every loss, every piece of confusion, everything that took away from the solid foundation that you were always meant to be and you were always meant to have. That's what they are. You can't break up with somebody and whatever demons you took up off of them, or whatever demons the two of y'all created together, that you just get up one morning and you sign some papers and you walk down the street and you move on to another life. No, those things are attached to you because it's attached to lessons that were previously assigned to you. And it's not even so much that you had to go the routes that you went or had to experience or go through the things you experienced. All you were really needing to do was learn the lesson. And the longer and longer you go without learning the lesson, it chases you. And because I am awakened and because I am aware, I'm very much aware of the fact that whatever I didn't heal in my childhood, whatever I didn't heal from my inner child, for my inner child, whatever I didn't heal from previous relationships, relatives, strangers, teachers, whatever it is, it's going to continue to show up in my current experience. It's going to show up in my marriage. It's going to show up in my family connection through my marriage. It's going to show up in any new friends that show up into my life. It's going to show up on any job that I work. It's going to show up in any business that I handle. It's going to show up until you look in the face of it and until you deal with it. You've got to deal with it. You got to learn the lesson that you were meant to learn out of it. You got to heal the stuck emotions that have been clogged up in your nervous system. And your nervous system has to learn the lessons it was originally supposed to learn under normal circumstances, whatever normal may be for you. Is the gifts you were supposed to take from it, because there's always a gift. There's always a blessing. There's always a promise that you were supposed to receive along with that lesson in order for you to heal and be able to truly move on, and these things not follow you, these things not be attached to you, these things no longer have any power over you, over your mind, your body, your spirit, or your soul. And that's just the tea. Once you know that, though, that's when you know something you didn't know. And that's when you'll have that power that you need to break that chain, to break that curse,